Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on July 2nd, and we started with what's coming up on the 4th. 4th of July. We don't have to say of with a V when the next word begins with a consonant, so we can just say So 4th of July. 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Independence Day. Independence Day. Fire can be deceiving because it's a very short word, but it has two parts. Your tongue should rise and get very high, and then slide down and make a y. Fire, fireworks, drone, show, drone show, colloquial. Colloquial language is everyday language. This can be said more French style with a j, like sh, but with voicing, genres, or more Americanized with a j, like it's going to sound like a man's name, John. Genres. Genres or genres. Swoon. I have woo woo here because if you need some practice rounding your lips, woo, your lips should start very small, woo, and they have to come out to make the ooh. Woo, 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 woo. So start with your lips in that position, very small, rounded lips, and then make your S. Swoon, swoo. You have to come woo, up, out, and back like a fish face. Swoon. Pompous, pompous. Tirade, tirade. Psychotherapy. The there is underlined because it's secondary stress, which means it will get longer but not higher. Psychotherapy. And I can't say that word without thinking of the song. So if you want a lot more practice saying psychotherapy, there's a great way to do it. Self-psychotherapy. Genius. And plural, geniuses. Squeeze in. And the past tense, squeezed in. I should hear the duh, squeezed in. Scoot over. This T will change to a D. Scoot over, just move over a little bit. This was an example of the T changing to a D, or technically the alveolar flap, alveolar tap, because your tongue is touching right behind your top teeth very quickly, but I spell it with a D because there's no other symbol for the tap on my keyboard. And you can just think of it as a D. Water and scoot over. The same thing is happening between words. It's the voiced sounds on both sides. It doesn't matter if they're in the same word or not. In the same word, water, voiced sounds on both sides. You have your voice on, you leave it on, and the t changes to duh. The second part of this rule is that the T needs to be in the unstressed syllable, water. If it's in the stressed syllable, even if it's between two voiced sounds and all vowels are voiced, t, ak, you can't change it to D if it's in the stressed syllable. So I could never say adack. I can only say attack. That's it. The word forced by itself is an example of it looks like ed but sounds like a t because the final sound in the word is voiceless. Forced. However, if I'm following that word with something that begins with a vowel, my voice is going to come on a little early, and that could change the t to a d. So you can say forced in or forced in. And I think it's a little easier just to give in and have the voicing start a little earlier, forced in. Same thing with placed by itself. Place, the ed sounds like t, placed. If there's in after it or any word that begins with a vowel, the voice might come on a little early, placed in, placed in. Happen and happens. Happening perfectly with the ing, back of the tongue goes up in the back, can be casual, happening, the tongue goes up in the front, happening, and it can be even more casual, more short, happening. What's happening? Slang with an ang, slang. Excuse me. Adaptation, This is, I think, an interesting word because we don't reduce this to adopt. It's just We keep the same adaptation. It's worth nothing. It's worth. I put a line here because we do kind of push them together. Keep your airflow going from the S as you round your lips for the W. It's worth. It's worth nothing. It means it's not worth anything. Although, I made this TH bold because it's the voiced TH. Although. And this one looks like O, thorough, but it's not pronounced that way. It's like her, thorough. And if it was the adverb, thoroughly, the O changes to because it's in the unstressed syllable second to the end. Thoroughly. Sluggish, sluggish. There were really good words today that we didn't get to. I hope whoever put those there will do it again. Okay, I'll do it without talking. 4th of July, Independence Day, fireworks, drone, show, colloquial, genres or genres, swoon. If you don't round your lips, it will sound like soon. Swoon, pompous, tirade, tirade, psychotherapy, self-psychotherapy, genius, geniuses, squeeze in, squeezed in, scoot over, water, attack, forced in, placed, and placed in, happen, happens, happening, or happenin', or happenin', slang, adaptation, it's worth nothing, although, thorough, and thoroughly, sluggish. All right, that's it. I won't see you till after the 4th of July. So happy if you're in the United States, or even if you're not in the United States, happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July, and I'll see you next week.